So we're gonna start doing a YouTube channel, and this is my first guest, probably my permanent guest, hopefully my permanent guest, my husband, Mr. Phillips, the retired sponsor. So a lot of people, when I said I was gonna start a YouTube video with the two of us, a lot of people said, or I asked rather, what everyone would want to see on a YouTube channel from us, and I was thinking like questions about like our relationship, relationships in general, all that kind of stuff. But we got a lot of questions about, for me, like hair and makeup and beauty tips and stuff, which I don't understand, because if you saw the way I walked around this house every day, you would not be asking me those questions. And business advice from my husband. So I thought we would start today talking about...
That was rude.
What? I didn't know I hit you. We thought we'd talk about his business stuff. He had some stuff to say about the questions that he saw and the questions that he gets asked a lot as far as business goes, and starting businesses and getting into his business, all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna let him do the talking. I'll just be the eye candy.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's funny. Some of the questions, I can appreciate, where some people are coming from, but I think some people legitimately just want to know, what I do, because it is a mystery to a lot of people, and it's very simple what I do, but it's also very complicated. Explaining it is as simple as saying I broker and trade physical commodities. To say that, can someone get involved in what I do? Can you do what I do? Yeah, anybody can if you know how to do it, or if you're connected enough to do it. There's trade secrets, there's things you can't really discuss, there's things I can't discuss. I can't go pulling people into my business. I have certain things I can and can't do with my business, but at the end of the day, it's just what I do is the basic, simple commodities that you use every day. The sugar that you put in your coffee,
my sugar daddy.
The sugar that you put in your coffee, the gas that you drive your vehicles with. I'm involved in the trading of those aspects, rather they're here onshore in the U.S. or they're offshore in various parts of the world. And it's taken a very, very long time to get to those places, to have those relationships and to be able to transact the way I do. It wasn't an overnight success. It's like a 10-year overnight success. And it's very interesting how some people want to know how they can get involved. And I think more so than anything, just because they see the fun part, the money, and money's always a representation of fun for people. And sometimes the money's not even worth it, because the headaches and the stress level that comes along with it, the inability to really enjoy yourself. I went on a vacation just recently with my family. Couldn't even pay attention to them on the trip.
He was on the damn balcony.
I was on the balcony of the condo we were renting. Now that's the luxury part. I didn't have to stay in the Residence Inn. We rented a condo. We had the means to do that, so that was fun. That's the fun part. The not fun part is when you have to, see the rest of your friends and family having a good time all the time, and you're kind of like stuck behind a phone or behind a computer or something. So, that's that's one aspect I wanted to talk about, and then, the aspect about, and that kind of sums up what I do. I really don't do a whole lot more than that, and it's that's I try to simplify it and minimize it as much as possible, because the more details I get into, the more questions that are going to come up, and that's an open and closed door as far as I'm concerned when it comes to what I do. I don't discuss any more than that, and that's that. But as far as what other questions that I've seen, as far as, business advice and so forth, I've always been the type where I can say, you got to bet on yourself. You kind of got to take a shot in the dark when it doesn't really seem like the best idea. You kind of got to gamble with yourself to an extent. I'm not a gambler. I won't go into a Vegas casino and drop thousands of dollars. That's just not my thing. But I will take the chances, and I will take some risk when it comes to business, so that I can try to see if there's a next place if there's another door, or if the door is actually really even open enough for me to even pry my head through. It takes a chance, and you have to risk some stuff sometime to get to those places. I always say when it comes to business, people want the best business advice. Just do what you're good at. If you're good at negotiating, go to school to be a lawyer. If you're good at
I gotta go be a mom.
you're good at caring for people, go to school to be a doctor. If you're good at cooking, start a restaurant. If you if you're good at social media, if you spend most of your time there, become a social media celebrity. It's not that difficult. Put out content that people care about. I think the best business advice is to focus on you and, focus on what the next person is doing. That didn't get me anywhere, that's for sure, because I don't do anything similar to what any of my friends do. I have friends who, some of them are trust fund babies and work for their parents' companies, and some of them don't do anything at all. Some of these guys are involved in various different types of businesses. Some of them are engineers, some of them are lawyers. Everybody kind of does their own thing. There's no real way to like follow behind what someone else is really doing, because I couldn't go and get involved in any of the businesses that my friends are involved in at this point, because they've been doing it for so long, and they have so much experience with them. And I'm not in a position where I really want to, pick up any new traits. So even if I wasn't at the position I was at, I still wouldn't be trying to do what they're doing. I'd have to still do what I'm good at. I'm a people person. I work well with people, especially businesses, and I do very well in that area. So I'd be focused on that if I didn't have somewhat of a platform to do my thing on right now. So
okay. And I think because like your industry too is a little different because it's so like small and select. It's not like something that just everybody can really get into and do, and it's really like it's not easy.
Yeah, it's really not easy, and it is very. I'm glad you said that. It is very small, very select, and it's a small group of people who do what I do. Um, it's a very quiet society, secret society, if you will, of men and women actually, who are from various different walks of life and just really understand this business. They understand the connections that you need to have in order to participate in this business, and they've done their very best over the years to nurture those relationships so that they actually have something to fall back on with those contacts. And it's all about who you know, and more or less what you know, but more so who you know. Because I could teach anybody what 1+1 is, but I can't teach everyone how to build a relationship, and that's what that's going to be on everybody individually to build their own relationships. The relationships that you build are ultimately the way you're going to take care of yourself one day. And I just encourage anybody who is looking for encouragement or looking for advice on business to just focus on building good relationships with people, good business relationships, good honest business relationships, and doing what you say, and saying the things that you do. Best thing I can offer. And again, focusing on what you're good at. Doesn't matter what it is. If you're good at something, take your time and figure out what that is, and go after it. Everybody who I know is doing well is focused on what they're good at, and they have done very good as a result of it. And you have to start someplace. If you want to start a business, you either need to have good credit, or you need to have, because it's going to take money. So the money has got to come someplace. So you need to have good credit, you need to have a good investor, you need to have a good friend behind you who believes in what you can do, or you need to have a rich uncle.
Don't inbox us.
Yeah, don't. I can't help you with that.
Do not ask for a business loan. Our bank is closed.
Yeah, I can't help you with a business loan. I'm not interested in helping anybody with a business loan, to be honest with you, because at this point, I have a lot of people who are already being taken care of, and I'm taking care of those people. So I can't extend myself like that. But what I can say is, there's always somebody out there who's going to believe in you, and if there's not, then you have to believe in yourself. If you're, like I said, your credit's you're gonna be able to leverage that and get a loan or use credit cards or whatever to get to the next place. Or you're going to run across a good business contact who believes in what you're doing and he invests in you or joint ventures with you. Or at some point in time you end up working enough to save up the funds that you want to invest in yourself. Sometimes you don't necessarily need some of the things that you have in life. I don't think everybody needs an iPhone. I don't think everybody needs the best of everything. There's some compromise you have to do if you're not in any of those positions I named just now to generate funds to start a business. There's ways to do it. It's just self-discipline. Everything is. Uh, like I always tell people, like I didn't just levitate. I didn't just arrive here. There were bad days. And it takes patience and it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of effort and a lot of time. When things are looking down, things are looking bad. That's when you know you're onto something because those times are challenging you and getting you ready for the good times. And so a lot of people lose their focus when things do get hard, and that's just what separates guys like me from a lot of people. Is that when things do get hard, I don't turn away from the situation. I embrace it and I work harder once those things get harder in my life, so that the next phase is just gorgeous. You don't have to worry about anything in the next phase because the dirty, nasty stuff I already dealt with. And that's just how life is. And life's going to be like that for everybody who's trying to make it. Anytime you're facing challenges, it's because you're trying to do something. And so you can just always rest assured that the more you try, the harder you try, that eventually something is going to come through for you. And I think that's just really the best advice I can give you is just don't give up on yourself, and definitely put a plan together, and don't be upset if that plan changes from time to time because that's going to happen. Plans do change. Things don't come through all the time. Promises are not kept all the time, and you can't give up when those things happen. You have to keep pushing and moving on to the next situation so that you can get to where you want to go. And sometimes it's just a matter of one door closing so another one can open. The only thing I can do is to tell you the obvious thing, which is to not give up, pay attention to your surroundings, go after what you're good at, and don't stop no matter how hard things get.
Don't stop, get it.
Yeah, don't stop, get it. Whatever you're good at, I just encourage people to just do their thing and do it the best way they can do it, and never give up no matter what. That's all I can tell you.
Yep. So hopefully that answers that question, because I know that was a lot of the conversation when I asked what you guys wanted to hear about. But being around him every day, I kind of already knew that wasn't going to be something that would get a lot of time on our channel, just because there's really not much to say. It looks like a lot of fun, and it looks awesome, especially considering that he's so successful at such a young age. It seems like it must be some foolproof way, or it must be something easy or what have you, because if it wasn't, then he wouldn't be as successful as he is at such a young age. But I don't think people really realize that you don't start at like 25 and get to where he is, or you don't start at 35 and it's like your second career after your 9 to 5 and you've decided you're tired of that. So it's a little bit different, a little unconventional, but and there's no set solution. It's not, we can't tell you to invest in real estate and you'll be successful. We can't tell you what stocks to invest in, because we don't do that, do we? We don't do that.
No, not really. I mean, we have stocks in certain companies, but that's because, yet again, that's something that I take out the time to research, and I look into companies. I don't go to Apple and Google and see, okay, well, I'm going to go put some money into the companies that are already doing great. No, you have to find companies that stand for something, find out what they mean, what they're doing, and what their potential in the market is that they have a company in, and then you can figure out if you want to own some stock in that company before they blow up, and then that's when you get your upside. It's and that's a gamble in and of itself. So that's why I don't do that. I'm not a stockbroker. Yeah. I'm not a real estate guy. I know real estate too, but I don't even play with that. I've been successful and I've been burned in real estate. So there's like a ton of, I've tried everything. Like I said, it's never, it's hard to get off the ground. You know what I mean? And I didn't just levitate here. So it's not something that you can really instruct people on how to do. And it's also, like I said before, my overnight success was 10 plus years in the making. I didn't start this yesterday, and it's definitely it's not something that you that you get involved with just because you want to. You know, you have to. It's kind of like an invite situation. So that's why I don't have an invitation to open an invitation up for somebody else. My invitation is still on it's probably still on thin ice because it just is what it is. You know, you make yourself useful, and then you make good money, and you know, once there's no need for you anymore, or once somebody else has outbidded you, and you're no longer relevant in the marketplace, and there's really no need for you. So that's why when you do well, you gotta save well and take care of yourself, so that you know you have something to fall back on for the rainy days. Because you guys see the loveliness. You guys don't see when I'm stressed out, and when I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this, or how I'm gonna make this equation work, or how I'm gonna fit this puzzle piece into this. Into the equation. You know, it's always something, and you have to constantly stay working. And those phone calls at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning have to get answered, whether I want to answer them or not. So
there's 4 people in our bed: me, him, Lily, and his phones. So,
you're busy.
That's how life is.
You're busy constantly keeping up in this business. And like I said, I've contemplated myself even getting out of this business multiple times, and I have a couple times, and got right back in just because I could. The money's too good, so you you pick and choose your pick and choose your battles in life. This is a battle I actually enjoy, so I don't mind battling it. But like I said, it's not for everybody, and it's definitely something. If you could take anything away from me, you can just take away the hustle and the drive, and the perseverance, and the general, don't stop, no quit attitude, and staying positive in the worst of situations. That's what you can take away from me, because that's exactly who I am.
And that really is him. Like I always say, like him and everybody else. It even comes through in like our relationship. Like I'm not that person. I'm the kind of person who I'll try something once, maybe twice if I'm really feeling it. If it doesn't work, I'm cutting my losses and on to the next thing. I don't waste time. He's the total opposite. He will bang his head against the wall 8 billion times, just so convinced that one of these times it's gonna work. And
well, that's because I take calculated risk.
Yeah. Sometimes it drives me nuts, but I learn a lot from it, and I think it balances me out and kind of focuses me and grounds me and makes me stick with stuff. And so I know that that's a lot of why he's successful and a big part of his success. And I know that's a big reason why I'm a housewife.
Like I said, I take calculated risk. I calculate most of my moves. I'm not saying I'm perfect either, because I make boneheaded moves too. And I think everybody in business and in life, they're going to do that. You can't be too critical of yourself either. You're going to make mistakes, and that's just a part of the game. That's a part of any game. That's a part of the game of life in general. You're going to make mistakes. If you look at life like a game of chess, chances are you're planning and you're strategically making those moves. So yeah, just anything you do in life, you're gonna have to put your best foot forward in it. So from business to relationships, no matter what it is, if you're not going into that stuff preparing to go into battle, then good luck.
Bam, there it is, from the horse's mouth. Giddy up.
I'm looking at myself. I don't look like a horse.
Well, all right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us for a good 20 minutes or so. And our crazy little person. Sorry that she was so loud. Next time we'll do this when she's sleeping. I think that's a good idea. I gotta put pants on Ken right now. So hopefully that answers some questions. Hopefully, if you guys have any other questions for us or anything that you want to see us talk about, you let us know, and we will we'll do it. All right. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.